Good morning, Pokefans. My name is Matt, and welcome back to Season 8, where we climb the rank ladder using a team that we built from scratch in attempts to hit the Master Ball tier. So in the last episode, we went 2 and 3, I believe, with a small percentage. I had completely forgotten to add that to my Notion roster, to be honest. So unfortunately, I do not have the updated percentage here, but I'll have that at the end of the video. We didn't make any changes to the team. I thought about changing a couple of things for sure, but because I ran out of time yesterday to get you guys the video before I had to go to work, I wasn't able to make any changes. So here's the thought process. We give a psychic phase to Chien Pao and get rid of a move that we have currently available. I'm really feeling Sacred Sword, but we also do have Haze to bring in because we want to do well against the Dodonzo matchups. So we don't have anyone that can particularly learn Haze, and I have Fluttermane still going with the Imprison method to get rid of Trick Room users, and I didn't realize this, but I also stopped Cresselia the other day from using Moonblast because of Imprison. I had no idea that was a thing, but it was really, really interesting to say the least. And we could make Regieleki a little bit more viable because it only realistically has 2 attacks. If you think about it, it has Electro Web and Terra Blast. Thunderbolt is really, really useful, but when you're trying to do damage against 2 Pokemon with like a 1 spread move, it does a lot. But if you Terra, even though Transistor still works on Electro Web, you're not getting the stab bonus. Instead of it being 2 times, it's only 1. I think it's still 1.5, but still there's that. And it seems that he can't knock out a lot of Pokemon anyway, so it's like really, really interesting for that. Obviously, we do have Urshifu still, but we haven't really changed anything on our team here. I wouldn't say that it's a problem, but we can now start looking at the finite things, and I think I'll start making changes to the team tomorrow on Saturday because I'll have a little bit more time to actually update the team and be able to make changes that I want during that time frame. But before we get started with our matches today, I just want to do a reminder for all of you, wow, speaking is hard in the morning, that we are still in the works of trying to get 400 subs at the end of the month. I do believe that we can hit 400 with your guys' help, so do the YouTube things to help boost the channel. YouTube things is liking, commenting, and subscribing. And you can dislike the video if you realistically dislike it. It's not a problem. Commenting helps build its viewing pleasure for other people that are looking for Pokemon content, and I do reply to any and all comments, and subscribing also just boosts the channel quite a bit, so yay. And you can hit the bell if you'd like, but that's how you do the YouTube things. Just do that real fast and we'll get right into it. But yes, that's it. That's all that I've got. We'll get into our 5 matches. We should be 81 to 85 today. Don't quote me on that, but we'll see inside, and let's get started. Alrighty, and our match is up and ready to go. We've got Low Kicks, Sableye, Tatsugiri, Chien Pao, Dodonzo, and Lucario. Oh, we have to deal with Dodonzo right off the bat, so this is going to be really, really fun. I think the best course of action we have is to bring in Tornadus Fluttermane. I would say Regieleki, but if they bring in Sableye, it's not going to do a whole lot. But if they do bring in Dodonzo Tatsugiri, I need to be able to counter it, so we'll bring in Regieleki, and then we'll swap it out to Fluttermane if we need to, because Fake Out's not going to do anything, and we'll get a free boost when the time comes. For the rest of it, though, I want to say Chien Pao would be useful because Garchomp isn't going to do a whole lot. Urshifu isn't going to do a whole lot. Yeah, we'll bring in Chien Pao. I mean, yeah, we'll bring in Chien Pao because if we need to switch in and just take it in a hit, because he'll survive with Focus Sash especially, so it's not like he's gonna get knocked out right away, but we just want to prevent stuff from happening if at all possible. All right, game 1, let's go. Chien Pao and Sableye. Okay. So here's what we could do. We can swap. We're gonna swap Regieleki to bring out Fluttermane. immediately. Because we're going to get the speed boost. Now, I'm hoping that Chien-Pao doesn't automatically knock us out right away, so that we get the obvious fake out abuse, and we are able to take advantage of what's it called? But they're going to Terra Ice on Chien-Pao, so it's most likely going to be Icicle Crash, Ice Shard, or Ice Spinner. I'm hoping for Icicle Crash. Fake Out does not affect the Fluttermane, so it was to the Regieleki, and Icicle Crash, it's just going to go to the Tornadus, which is unfortunately going to knock it out. We'll bring out Regieleki now. We'll Thunderbolt that. And we will Moonblast the Chien-Pao as well. We're going to specifically target the Chien-Pao. Quesh, which is going to make Regieleki attack last. Moonblast. Bring it out to 2/3. Icicle Crash. It's going to knock out Fluttermane. Oh, yep. Fluttermane. It is Terra Ice. And here comes the Thunderbolt, which is going to knock it out all the way through. I played this pretty well, but I wasn't expecting Quash. But I'm hoping now that because our Chien-Pao is coming out and we do not have to worry about something, I'm not 100% sure. Oh, here it comes Dodonzo, and Tatsugiri is probably going to follow right behind it. So I'm going to Thunderbolt it. And it's probably going to protect. But I'm going to go straight into the Sableye slot. Nope, here comes Tatsugiri. Here comes Tatsugiri. And it's a shiny. Ooh. That's dope. Gets its +2. Oh, I should have Terra'd. Oh no, it's not going to really do anything, I guess. Thunderbolt. Takes about half. Ice Spinner. It's gonna avoid the Tatsugiri. Here comes the Earthquake, which is gonna avoid the Tatsugiri. It's gonna do a lot to the Regieleki. It's gonna knock him out. Bring down Chien-Pao to half. Now, I called that, and yet played against it. Next time, if I call something, I should follow through with it. But I should have Terra'd. Regieleki would have survived, possibly. Possibly. I mean, it is 2 times, but it's a possibility. Because in the next one, though, I'm going to Terra, and I'm just going to go Ice Spinner. Well, no, Terra, Sacred Sword, into Dodonzo. It's probably going to protect. It would make sense for it to protect. Because it's... Well, I don't know if it's going to protect, actually. Did it have... no, it had leftovers. That's right. Yeah. Now, if I only had an Unseen Fist. The one thing that I will say about this strat is that even though Tatsugiri is not on the field, it should not act like he's on the field if he's in Dodonzo. Like, I get it, it's a really good primo strategy and all that, but I wish that it didn't just force me to automatically attack into that slot. Order up. Knock me down to 5. And its attack rose. So it now gets +3 to attack. And it's going to protect next turn. We are Dunzo. We're just going to run. We're at 5. He's going to protect, get a little bit of HP. I'm not going to waste the turn. we can go back and forth and just protect, and yeah. Alrighty, so the next team is up and ready to go. We've got Serena, Articuno, Raichu, Sableye, Abomasnow, and Glaceon. Wow, I struggled. Glad I figured it out. We got this. All right, so we can obviously see a pretty good ice core here with Raichu and Sableye having Fake Out, Serena having Queenly Majesty, so priority moves do not affect it or its partner Pokemon, and Articuno, who is most likely going to be running Bright Powder because of its ability. Gets not only a boost in the snow because defenses are a thing, but it'll also take advantage of that as well. So we're going to bring in our Tornadus and Garchomp because Terra Steel is going to rickroll this team quite a bit. We'll bring in Urshifu as well as we could bring in Regieleki. I mean, I don't see why not, but we could also bring in Chien-Pao to take advantage of the snow. Question is, would it be a huge benefit too? I mean, the Serena would be really great too because I have like 2 Pokemon that don't do damage to it. Yeah, we'll bring in Chien-Pao. I don't see why not. Like, I have a wide assortment of teams here. If you guys notice, I have 3 special attackers and 3 regular or like physical attackers, and then 1 like huge gets a huge benefit from both, or from 1, I should say. So we got Arcanine and Abomasnow. So the Arcanine is going to be a little bit of a problem, but we're going to taunt the Abomasnow. We're going to Terra Ice or Terra Steel, and we're going to go right into Articuno. I want to get rid of that off the field as soon as possible, and I think this is going to be the best one. And after this turn, I can immediately swap out Tornadus or keep him in for an additional turn, depending on what the interaction's going to be. Taunt is going to stop Abomasnow from using Aura Veil, which is what a lot of snow teams use. So we'll see. But it could also be Blizzard. I'm hoping it's not for the Blizzard, though. Garchomp Terra Blast into Articuno. Here you go, and have one of those. And it takes it down 90%. So it will be the Blizzard from the Articuno, which is 100%. It's going to knock out Tornadus, and that's what I was trying to prevent. But Taunt, hopefully, had done so. Yep, stops the Aura Veil. Let's go. So now we'll bring in Chien-Pao, who is going to take advantage of the snowy terrain. And we're going to go ahead and just Sacred Sword into Baxcalibur, and we'll go right into Articuno again with the Terra Steel. Now, we outsped them before, so unless they swap or have someone with like Slush Wave or something like that, it's not going to turn out easily. So Baxcalibur goes, not Baxcalibur, but Abomasnow goes down 2/3, so it's about 30% remaining HP. We knock out the Articuno. We can still get hit with the Blizzard from Abomasnow though, so we'll see. Garchomp's losing, Wood Hammer is going to do a little bit of damage to Chien-Pao and does a little bit of recoil damage. Not enough to knock it out, but it does do quite a bit of damage. Okay, Glaceon is next, which is shiny. Congratulations. And we're going to go ahead and Sacred Sword and Terra Blast Glaceon, because Glaceon's more annoying. It's got Ice Body, and then it's got something else on its kit as well, which would make it really, really difficult to take down. So we'll see what we can do here. They're going to Terra. It's going to become Terra Ice, so double the ice. It does not get a boost in snow, but it does raise its evasion. One attack, and here comes the second one. And they both hit, knocking out Glaceon. I'm leaving Abomasnow alone, but only because I know that he can't do a lot of damage to either one of my Pokemon. He already tried. So he hit, Chien-Pao with Woodhammer, which does quite a bit, but because of snow, doesn't do a whole lot. Icy Wind will come in and does chip damage, a little bit of damage, but it lowers the speed of both my Pokemon. And now Baxcalibur, wow, I just read the name and I'm like, Baxcalibur. It's like, no, it's not Baxcalibur. It's not. Okay, so we've got Abomasnow using Icy Wind, but now it's no longer taunted. So the best option here is to Sacred Sword into that slot. And I'm going to protect here with Garchomp. Maybe I've tricked them enough to thinking that I am Scarfed, Terra Blasted, and I'm stuck into that slot when I'm actually Life Orb. But I've been like it's been actively promoted in the chat that was the case. So Focus Blast will go into Garchomp, which won't do anything. Sacred Sword will not go into Abomasnow, and it will knock it out. Now Raichu just advertised that it has Focus Blast. And that's going to do a lot to my Pokemon. So what we want to do is Ice Spinner into Raichu, swap out into Urshifu. Yeah, we're going to swap out to Urshifu so we can save Garchomp. Because Raichu has a lot of speed, but is it enough to where it's going to cause a problem? I'm not sure. Focus Blast. Boom. Into Urshifu. He takes it like a champ. Ice Spinner goes right into Raichu. And it takes it down to its sash. Alright. So now Sucker Punch and Aqua Jet. And the game's ours. That was game 2, folks. We saved Garchomp. All right, our next match is up and ready to go. We got Berserker, Rillaboom, Golden Go, Fluttermane, Gastrodon, and Heatran. This is a weirder starting a Pokemon. Pardon me, I needed a drink. Okay, so Gastrodon being there makes it so that I cannot bring in Urshifu because Urshifu is on the field. Storm Drain is just going to absorb all the water attacks, but I do have a fake out user that is going to be very annoying. I don't know what Berserker is going to do, but teach their own. I'm going to bring in Tornadus, Fluttermane. I think that's the, well, no, Tornadus, Chanpao, Garchomp, and I mean, we could bring in, who should we bring in? I mean, Regieleki wouldn't do anything to Gastrodon, wouldn't do hardly anything to Heatran, but it would create a time to Terra, but if I use Terra on anyone else, I couldn't use it on him. We'll bring in Urshifu. In case if Heatran comes in and we got Gastrodon down, then we do have options, but we do have close combat, so we will not fully get knocked around like we're probably used to seeing, but we'll see. We shall see. All right, Berserker and Golden Go. So let's see what happens here. So I don't really know what Berserker is going to do. I mean, I could taunt him and hope for the best. But I think Bleak Wind might be better. It's not going to do hardly anything to either Pokemon, so I could swap them to like maybe Garchomp and again hope for the best, but at this point, why would you? Let's swap out to Urshifu for Tornadus, and I'm just gonna go Sucker Punch, or not Sucker Punch, Sacred Sword into Berserker. Urshifu, come on out. They're gonna Terra. Probably for Golden Go it would make sense. Golden Go, is it Steel? It is. Terra Steel it is. So it's probably gonna go for the either Choice Specs variant of Make It Rain or something else. Fake out Urshifu, that's totally fine. Sacred Sword into Berserker. It's not gonna knock it out, but it gets it about 80%. Make It Rain, which is going to do a lot of damage to Urshifu and Chanpao, but Chanpao will live with 1 HP because of Focus Sash. Urshifu faints, which is unfortunate, but I'm hoping to get the trade-off here immediately. Garchomp goes next. Garchomp will click Earthquake, and I will protect with Chien-Pao. So Berserker now has Fake Out. That's interesting. What else does he have? I'm hoping not a move that's gonna, like, destroy me, right? But we won't know because Garchomp is gonna do his thing and knock out, hopefully, both these Pokemon. And it does. Berserker for sure, but I wasn't sure on the Golden Go. But we got it. This is what happens when you knock out my Urshifu. Don't do that. That's my Urshifu. Now Garchomp gonna do Garchomp things. Alright, sends out Gastrodon. Good call. And Fluttermane. Also good call. Booster energy. So is it special attack? Nope, speed. Alright. So I'm gonna immediately Terra Steel to Terra Steel for sure. And I'm gonna Dragon Claw in the Gastrodon, and I'm gonna Sucker Punch into the Fluttermane. Most likely it will knock it out, but we'll see what happens. So it was a good call to bring in Urshifu for the switch in, because if Chien-Pao now gets knocked out, I'm gonna be put into a worse spot. Because Gastrodon's out there, so now I can only click on close combat. But Sucker Punch will come in and connect to the Fluttermane, which will knock it out. Again, it's very unfortunate that that can't survive a lot of attacks. Dragon Claw will go into the Gastrodon and does a considerable amount of damage. Earth Power into the Garchomp, which is gonna almost knock him out because I almost did the misplay, but leftovers will heal it up just a smidge. Okay. So Dragon Claw, and we're just gonna go ahead and do Ice Spinner. Yeah, I mean, it's a stab, so I guess let's go for it. Protect, totally cool. I'm down for that. You only have one Pokemon though, and I have 3. So that's the thing. Oh, I was not expecting Earth Power from Gastrodon just like last turn. It's gonna heal up a little bit, which is good for them. They're now over 50% because now they're in the green, so it's probably like 51, maybe 52%. Dragon Claw and Ice Spinner again. The problem is that one Dragon Claw brought it down really, really low. I can only... Oh! Here comes the Dragon Claw. It's gonna knock it out, unfortunately. Does Garchomp knock himself out? Leave him with 1 HP. Let's go. Come on. Did he knock him? He left with 1 HP. Let's go. That's so dope. Way to go, Garchomp. All right. The next match is ready to go. We've got Tornadus, Golden Go, Landorus, Thundurus, Enamorus, and Glamora. Let's see. Let's see. Dragonite. Okay. So for this team comp, what are we going to deal with? We got all the Therian forms. Or I shouldn't say Therian, but all the genies in front of us. We only have 1 Therian, the rest are incarnate. So it's going to be very, very interesting how to deal with this team. I think that Chien-Pao and Regieleki are going to be the main saviors for this run. We'll bring in Tornadus, Chien-Pao, Regieleki, and then we'll bring in Urshifu at the end. We do not want to bring in Garchomp. He's going to be completely useless here. And we don't want to bring in Fluttermane. I feel he's also going to be completely useless here. Because he's going to... I have a feeling he's going to bring in either all 4 genies or 1 or 2 of the genies. And we're going to need to be able to counter them with one of our Pokemon. 1 or 2 of them, essentially. And that's what I need to do here. So we got Tornadus and Thundurus. So the question is here, who do I taunt first? I think I'm going to just go right into the Tornadus with Chien Pao, and I'm going to taunt the Thundurus. Just because of the fact that I need to, one, knock out one, and if I have to worry about speed, I have to worry about Thundurus first. Thundurus does not have Mental Herb, but it may have been using taunts, which it can't do now, and we're going to Ice Spinner into Tornadus, which should knock him out. Now, he's got Tailwind. That is 100% for sure. So we need to take care of that first. But now we can have access to Tailwind, and they don't. Enamorus now comes out on their side of the field. We're going to go ahead and Tailwind our side. Actually, we're going to Terra, because the next move that Thundurus does is going to knock out Tornadus, and I don't want to have him knocked out. I could swap out to Regieleki, but I need Tailwind up first. So we'll Terra, Tailwind, Ice Spinner into Enamorus. Enamorus is a fairy type Pokemon, which puts our direct Pokemon in danger. Swap out Thundurus for Glimmora, so we now know what the fourth Pokemon is, and we're totally cool with that. They're gonna Terra Enamorus to get rid of the typing, which is totally fine. Becomes Fire. Again, that's totally fine. We're gonna Terra our Tornadus to become Ghost. We're doing that so that we don't come against like different terms of Pokemon. We're gonna use Tailwind so that we go faster. Against these two Pokemon, they're incredibly slow, so we don't really have to worry about that too much. But the Ice Spinner isn't going to do a lot to now that, but Draining Kiss is going to bring it down to 4 HP, and it's going to get half. Oh, nope, it's going to heal the full. That's not cool at all. We'll go ahead and use Bleak Wind, which is going to do a whole lot. But we'll Sacred Sword into... Well, let's protect. We're going to protect. We want to avoid knockouts, right? We want to keep our Pokemon on the field, even though he's got little HP left. We want to try to avoid as much knockouts as we possibly can. Enamorus speed goes up because of Defiant. Speed drops for Glimmora. Draining Kiss will go onto the Tornadus. Get Enamorus a little bit of HP. Power Gem will go onto the Chien Pao, which will miss. And Enamorus recovers HP due to leftovers. Okay, so we'll Bleak Wind again. And we'll Sucker Punch the Enamorus. Sucker Punch will go off, and it hits Enamorus for a lot of damage. Draining Kiss will then hit Chien Pao. Oh, because, yeah, the speed increase from Defiant. Gotcha. That makes sense. And now Bleak Wind will go in and hit both Pokemon, and we'll knock out the Enamorus. Let's go. Glimmora's stat dropped again, making it even slower. Now what will Glimmora do? Power Gem, which is going to hit the Tornadus, and it's going to bring him down to 5 HP. And Tailwind has dropped on that side of the field. We're going to bring in Regieleki now. And they're going to bring out Thundurus. Okay, so taunt the Thundurus. And then we're going to Thunderbolt the Glimmora. We need Tornadus to not do anything. And because I know that he's not carrying anything that's going to avoid it, I don't think he's going to do anything, but... Oh, he can't. He tried and stopped him. Thunderbolt into the Glimmora, which is going to knock it out. giving me the free KO on Lake Lamora. My Tailwind is now gone, but it doesn't really matter at this point. We're gonna Bleak Wind into that slot to Thunderbolts into Thundurus. Regieleki will now use Thunderbolt into Thundurus, which gets him down to very little HP. Thundurus will now use Wind Bolt. Tornadus avoids the attack, and so does Regieleki. Oh my god, this guy is so unlucky, but guess what? So am I. Let's go. Oh my god. This is such a roller coaster. Why does it have to be like this? But ladies and gentlemen, the battle is canceled. We win, and guess what? We did it. Finally, we are in it. I'm gonna let this play out. This is not gonna be unedited. This is not gonna be edited. I am just gonna let it go all the way through, because ladies and gentlemen, Poke fans alike, happy Friday. Guess what? We hit it. And we are 17,809 Master Ball tier. Let's go. We did it. Oh, let's go. Yes. Oh, 84 matches in, and we finally did it. We did it. Oh my god, I didn't think it was gonna happen this season. I didn't honestly think we'd get it, but here we are. We've got our last match of the day. We've got Tornadus, Landorus, Golden Go, Fluttermane, Iron Bundle, and Urshifu. Probably Rapid Strike, but we will give it up for the Single Strike Pokemon. Single Strike Urshifu is coming up because everyone, one, is using Rapid Strike and they need a counter, and people use Trick Room, and Single Strike can one-shot most of them, if not all. So yes, let's go. We're gonna bring in our own Tornadus. We're gonna bring in Chien-Pao. Oh my god, last match Chien-Pao was the man. Let's go. Okay, and we're gonna want to try to outspeed Iron Bundle, but we could also, we're gonna bring in Garchomp just in case. It's not gonna do anything to the Tornadus or Landorus, which I'm hoping that they'll bring, and we'll bring in Regieleki. We're not gonna bring in Fluttermane. Actually, do we bring in? No, we don't. We bring in Fluttermane instead. We leave Urshifu and Regieleki in the back. If it's Rapid Strike Urshifu, Regieleki would have done really, really well. I'm just trying not to get stuck behind a Landorus if I have to Terra with someone else, and sometimes I have to Terra with someone else. So, ooh, okay, let's go. Let's go. Final match of the day. Do we go 4-1? It is going to be Tornadus versus Fluttermane versus my Tornadus and Chien-Pao. Okay, so our Tornadus is going to go ahead and taunt theirs, and I'm going to Sucker Punch into Fluttermane. Hopefully get the KO to knock it out because it is weak against it, but if it becomes Terra Fairy and hits us for a lot, then it hits us for a lot, but Chien-Pao will survive the turn. I'm hoping that this Tornadus is not Mental Herbed, but we'll see. Okay, they're gonna Terra, and it's gonna go to the Fluttermane. That would make the basic choice, and it's gonna be Fairy, which is totally fine. It will now survive the Sucker Punch attack. Takes it down 75%, and it's a crit. That's wow. Taunt will now go off on their Tornadus, and it is not. But it was going to use Tailwind, but I don't think it's going to matter at this point because that's going to do a lot of damage. But it did knock down Chien-Pao to its Sash, so it will live. and Tornadus is also going to live as well. Okay, we're gonna Tailwind our... Well, do we Tailwind our side or do we Bleak Wind? I think Bleak Wind's the best, because then if we Bleak Wind, we knock out their Tornadus with our Chien-Pao, right? This is my thought process. We knock out there, but if I don't win the speed tie, it's not gonna matter. Okay, Tailwind and Ice Spinner into Flutter Mane. That's the main attacker right now. They withdrew Flutter Mane, so here, who comes out next? Is it Landorus? It's Urshifu. And it is Single Strike. Tailwind will now go off, making my team faster. Ice Spinner into the Single Strike Urshifu, which is going to get him about half HP. Icy Wind will now go off, which is going to knock out Chien-Pao and just barely survives with 16 HP of Tornadus. So Chien-Pao is gone, but we do have a way to come back from this now. Garchomp comes out. And we're going to Bleak Wind. And does Terra Steel do anything? Terra Steel does not do anything. Urshifu is a fighting type, so it's probably not going to be a good idea. But we'll Dragon Claw the Tornadus. Actually, we're going to Protect. We're faster, and Sucker Punch could go off and knock out the Tornadus. But we're going to Protect on Garchomp in case if that was the target. They withdrew the Tornadus, so that's good. Taunt wasn't going to do anything to him anyway. To send out Golden Go. Protect on the Garchomp. And Sucker Punch into the Tornadus. I would have had a free knockout. That would have been my free knockout there. But that's okay. That is fine. Now we bring out Flutter Mane in the back. And my booster energy is now going to go off. Now this makes it so that I can't do hardly anything. Now none of us have Terra'd, I believe. So I either focus on the Urshifu or the Golden Go. I'm going to go after the Golden Go first. And I'm going to Dragon Claw the Urshifu. Sucker Punch is probably still going to knock out Flutter Mane though. They withdrew the Golden Go to bring out Tornadus. Sucker Punch is going to go right into the Flutter Mane, which is going to knock it out. But Dragon Claw, maybe the Terra should have been would have been safe there, but I don't think it would have worked. Here comes the Dragon Claw right into that slot, which is going to knock it out. Garchomp loses some of its HP. Now I'm glad that I didn't do that like Terra with Flutter Mane, because oh, they still have their Flutter Mane. Oh, they still had all 4 of their Pokemon. All right then. Ooh, what do I do? This is a good question. Terra Blasts into Flutter Mane. I may have screwed the pooch here. And they did Terra. I forgot that they Terra'd their Flutter Mane. Tornadus is going to use Tailwind now. He's no longer taunted. He can use Tailwind now. And because he can use Tailwind, it's going to make their team faster than mine. So now Dazzling will now come out. It's not going to hurt the Garchomp a lot because it is Steel. As you can see, it's not very effective. It did do a lot, but Terra Blast right into the Flutter Mane is going to do a lot. But I have no way of hitting this Tornadus. I now know what the last 2 Pokemon are, but is Garchomp going to be up to the task to knock out both of these Pokemon? I now have to... Ooh, especially now. I now have to play this really, really carefully. super carefully, actually. We're going to protect this turn. If instead of Dragon Clawing, or protecting, I should say, instead of protecting, I should have just went for the Earthquake. That might have knocked out both Golden Go and Urshifu, and that would have put me up better, because then that would have been looking at a Fluttermane and Tornadus instead of what I'm looking at now. Okay, we're gonna Earthquake. Leak Wind is going to go off. It's not going to do a whole lot of damage, but Golden Go might get the attack before me, and he does. Shadow Ball into the slot, which is going to unfortunately knock out Garchomp. He's in range. Oh, what a good switch-in battle. I should have Earthquake, though. If I'm ever paired up with like a flying type, Earthquake all day. So we went 3 and 2. That's not bad. And there we go, ladies and gentlemen. That is how we're going to end today's video. We are currently 85 battles in. We are 37 wins and 48 losses. That is a huge margin. That's 11 battles behind. But now that we hit Master Ball, we now get to aim for the next tier challenge, which is to hit sub 10,000 people in the ranked ladder. And because tomorrow is Saturday, I'm going to be recording the podcast tomorrow, and I'll be able to have time to edit the team a little bit more because we're not doing the local tournament tomorrow either. So a lot of prepping for Pokemon will be done tomorrow. So I'm hoping that you guys like what comes after tomorrow. You will have a video for tomorrow. It's probably going to be before the changes take place. It really depends. We do record the podcast a little bit early, so I'll try to have a video for you by then. I'll probably record tonight just so that I can have a little bit more free time tomorrow, but we'll see what happens when I get home today from work. It's supposed to be another hot day, but is it going to be in the 90s? I don't know. I hope not, because these 90 days are just draining me. Like, all my energy just leave my body. It's insane. That's going to be the end of the video. Do the YouTube things like I mentioned in the beginning of the video. Like the video if you liked it, dislike it if you didn't. Leave a comment down below. I love reading and answering to any and all comments that you guys leave. And subscribe to the channel if you're new or if you're just a returning viewer. And you guys can hit the bell icon to notify you that I uploaded. I do release a video 6 days a week. It's Pokemon and the ranked ladder battles, so I'm hoping you guys enjoyed it. The goal for July is to hit 400 subs, and I definitely can hit it with your guys' help. And the end of the year goal is to hit 1,000. And for how March was, I should say June, like March through June, we went up quite a bit. So I believe in you. I know that we could do it. I just would like more of your guys' help, and I appreciate any and everything that you're willing to give. And that's it. Happy Friday. Enjoy your weekend. I'll see you guys tomorrow. See you then. Peace.